topper that we are going to be meeting has had a fantastic journey in this journey of the UPSC CSE. He is All India Rank 7, Varun Reddy. So you didn't actually take it right from 6 to 12
6 to 12, if you have, for example, if a few people want to begin during the beginning of engineering.
Okay.
So for them, maybe if they have more luxury of time, then you can start from 6 to 9 because 6 to 10 also gives them more basic, fundamental basics. But on a regular basis, you won't be referring back again to those books.
Okay.
So 11th, 12th, and then a few aspects from Gochiliang. That's what you restrict to because you don't have so much of time to revise.
And what would you say, sir, for history? For history as well, you think just 11, 12 would be suffice?
Yeah, history, this ancient and medieval textbooks of 12th and modern India from Spectrum, that is enough.
That's it.
And for post-independence and world history, you need to have more sources. Maybe post-independence, you have notes from Nitin Sangwan, which is short and crisp. And world history, you can refer to any material from, say, Vision IAS or anybody, because you hardly get one question from both the topics. So there is not much, return on investment if you spend so much time in reading them.
Great. So, sir, just one more question regarding NCERT, which usually aspirants ask a lot. There is a lot of confusion between the old and the new NCERT. Different people suggest different things. Anything on that? What did you actually refer to, old or new?
So I refer to old NCERTs, and personally, I've gone through new NCERTs also. And I feel that both are helpful. Like there's nothing you can differentiate that you should refer only to old NCERT. It's all a little bit of comfort level.
Great. So if you could just touch upon a little even on the current affairs, because that also forms a very important part for, all three stages, I think. So for that, how did you prepare for your current affairs?
So current affairs, I relate on two sources. One is it's a habit for me to read newspaper every day. And I used to spend like 45 minutes to 1 hour for the newspaper. And to supplement it, I used to read monthlies of various institutions. And one common misperception which aspirants have is that it's enough to read just the monthlies and you don't need to read the newspaper every day. But I strongly advise against it. It's because when you read newspaper, you understand what is the significance of issues. Say, for example, the recent issues which are happening with respect to election commission or MCC, whatever is discussions happening. So when you read the issues and the perspectives of various speakers on that particular issue in the newspaper, in the editorials, in the columns, and various opposition leaders, what they're saying, then your mind also unconsciously start analyzing that issue. You also start to develop a perception or opinion about that particular issue. So, and whereas when you directly read the issue in the monthly, it always appears as if you're trying to mug up the material which is being put in front of you. It looks like the 70-page monthly is given to you and you have to mug up the entire material. Rather, if you are reading newspaper regularly and going through the issues regularly, it appears just a concise of whatever you have read and it goes smoothly. It becomes a natural part and you start forming your opinion on the basis of what you're reading. So that way your preparation becomes quite smooth and effortlessly.
So maybe if you could just share some tip on how could they, cut down the time to actually read the entire newspaper and get relevant information for the exam.
So one thing is that you don't need to read the newspaper from the cover to the last, okay? And first, I usually start with the front page, just go through what are the brief headlines of the day, and then I'll skip directly to the editorial and columns page, and I'll read those editorials, and then I'll read the international page, economy page, and explain page. So, and I'll try to relate whatever the topic, the material is article is before me with directly to the syllabus. Is it directly connected to any part of syllabus, or is it related to some off topic which is probably not that significant for UPSC? So I do selective reading, and once I finish these aspects like international, economy, and explain page, the rest national news I'll just give a brief skip, or I'll just go through briefly, okay, what is happening in the country. And second, notes I per se don't make from newspaper because I've made that attempt for a couple of months and then found out the monthlies make much better notes than me. So because they'll be referring to multiple newspaper and they have multiple teams sitting on the specific purpose. So notes I avoid, and for notes I'll directly refer to the monthlies of various institutions and follow any one institute. Don't follow multiple monthlies. Okay, it will unnecessarily burden more. Instead, what I try to look from newspaper is some valuable examples or case studies which I can use in my essay or ethics paper. So I'll take notes only for these two, especially ethics and essay. If I can find out any example of conflict of interest or integrity, or take for example some nice example for transparency in governance. So these some good practices are there. or some case study I can use in an essay, because in essay you can divide into some 8-9 dimensions: women, education, health. So these kind of dimensions, if I can take some nice case study for my essay, for these 2 papers I try to pick up some examples, and I make that notes, and rest all I depend on monthlies.
Great.